Hi, I'm Sarah and I'm going to be doing the detailed layer for my realism pieces. We are going to do a cheetah. Some of this painting has already been done, so you can see the detailed layer that I've done here, and this section hasn't been done. So this is the first layer. I'm just going to start on the eye, and I start by outlining in the black. So when you're working on eyes, the one thing you want to just bear in mind is where the highlights are. So you can see on the inside of an eye there's always a little highlight just on the edge of the lid, so like the lower lid, and that's how you make an eye look wet, by adding those in. And I'm just flicking the brush in the direction the fur would go. And there's quite a lot of shading on this side, so I'm going to bring this black down and get a pupil. I'm just going down in lines, picking up the little details of the eyes, like little lines and detailed areas on it. Let's just go in and do that. Mix a bit of black in, and then just blend that black. Just keep dabbing it, the paint on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working some lighter colours here. I'm going to get some white, and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of this light brown. I just want a little bit of almost like a very nice, like creamy colour. It's just a case of trial and error, trying to get the right tone by mixing the different browns. Sometimes you'll need a bit of orange. Cheetahs are quite orange. And then here the fur kind of changes direction. It kind of comes and sticks out the other way. And because my base layer is darker and I'm going over it with the lighter paint, it really adds that, kind of gives you that 3D effect, that depth. So I'm going to change the direction the fur is going in. Right, let's go up to the top of the eye. And it's quite light fur there, so I'm going to get a bit of white and just blend it with that light brown colour. It should give me a good mix. You don't want too much paint on the end of your paintbrush or it'll smudge. So I'm going to flick it. I'm not applying much pressure here either, I'm just really gently stroking the brush. And I'm doing in different directions because you don't want the fur to just be straight lines. It curves, it goes up, it goes down. If you look at your reference photo and you look at the fur, I can see light brown, dark brown, like there's bits of, if you zoom out, there's orange. Some of the fur has hints of blue in it down here. I can see the really light bits of blue there. So when I'm using my colour palette, I'll get a bit of all of the colours I can see and I'll mix them all together to make the tone that I want. So there's always more of the light brown, tiny little bit of orange. There's some fur that comes down over the eye, so let's do that. It's quite light. So I've got quite a lot of white mixed with the light brown. And I'm just going to bring a few strands down, and you'll need to wipe your brush after each one because you're going over wet paint. I think I'm going to add a bit of blue in. When you're mixing colours, if you want something to go a bit colder, add a bit of blue. If you want to create a warmer colour, you can add a bit of yellow, a bit of orange, a bit of green. I'm just bringing the paintbrush really gently over these black spots. So you don't want to leave them just like as squares or circles. You want the fur to go directly into them, so it looks like there's layering of fur. As I'm going over the base layer, because the base layer is darker underneath, I'm leaving gaps in between the little fur strokes that I'm doing here, just so you can see that dark paint, and that's adding depth. Right, let's work on this bit. So I'm just going over what I did before with a lighter, it's kind of like a very light brown mixed with white. I'm just picking up some highlighted bits of fur. They're quite long, so it's adding like a third layer now. But I'm doing it over wet paint, which is called painting alla prima style. So this is the section I was working on just now. That one's already done. And that is how I do my realism pieces, and this is the second coat, adding all the fine fur details.